Hello, my name is Matty, I'm Assistant Editor here at Digital Photo Magazine, and I'd like to show you how to get the most from the free photo grid templates that come with the July issue of Digital Photo. These templates make it very easy to create photo collages, and we're giving you 16 different designs. And as you can see from the image on screen, I've chosen to make my photo collage out of detail images from a portraiture shoot. So let's see how this whole technique comes together. This technique works in both Photoshop and Elements. While there are a few differences in the commands, I'll point these out as we go along. So let's close this image down. And the first job is to pick the template you'd like to use. You can find these in the Start Images folder. So which one should I choose? I'm going to go for Photo Grid 1 because it has 6 different grids to fit in our detail shots. Make sure your Layers panel is visible. If it isn't, simply head up to Window and scroll down to Layers. Once it's visible, you'll see there's the image grid background layer and a border layer, but we don't need the border layer for now. Let's just ignore that. So now we need to open our detail shots. I've got a few prepared, as I said. As I've done here, it can really help to name your shots so you know which shot is going to go where. Let's open them all up. And this might take a while in Photoshop, but just bear with it as they load up. There we go. Click back onto your photo grid. And my first shot, which is going to be the shot of the model's eye you saw briefly when it was loading up, is going to go in this area here. So what I need to do is find the Magic Wand tool from the toolbar. The Magic Wand tool is identified by a star on a diagonal line icon. So if you can't see it, hover over the Quick Selection tool and then change it. There we go, that's all selected. The Magic Wand tool is a great tool for making selections really quickly. So all you need to do is make sure the image grid background layer is selected, hover over the area that we're going to fill, and click once with the mouse. You'll see that the selection has been made because the marching ants are now marching around this grid. Okay, let's leave that for a moment and head over to the first shot that we want to place, which, as I said, is the shot of the model's eye. We need to copy and paste this onto the photo grid. So the best way to do that is to press Ctrl and A to select all the pixels. Again, you'll know that this is successful by the marching ants marching around the frame. We then need to copy the pixels, so press Ctrl and C. We can now close this shot down because we don't need it any longer. Head back to the photo grid, and then we're going to paste in the selection that we just copied. Now, this is where it becomes a little bit different between Photoshop and Elements. In Elements, you're going to select Edit, Paste into Selection. But in the full version of Photoshop, you're going to go to Edit, Paste Special, and then Paste Into. Click OK if any warning messages appear. There you'll go. You'll see it's pasted into the correct grid, but there's a little bit of a problem because it's too large and not placed in the correct way that I want it. Don't worry about that, we can fix that in an instant. All you have to do is enter the free transform mode, and to do this, click Ctrl and T. This is the same for both Photoshop and Elements. You'll see a bounding box appear around the selection, and you can see just how big it is, so we actually need to shrink it down. Hold Shift to keep the dimensions in proportion, and then just use the mouse to drag and shrink the image. That's more like it. Let's just shrink it a bit more. There we go, that's perfect. As I say, it's exactly the same in Elements, and once you're happy with the resize and the reposition, just press Return key, and that'll exit the free transform mode. That's really all there is to it to make this brilliant photo collage. You then repeat the steps to fill all the grids with your images. However, one thing you do need to be aware of is when you start the process again, remember to click back onto the background layer. I'll repeat the steps again so you can see how this works one more time. So, we've got the Magic Wand tool already selected. Let's click on the grid that we want to fill. You can see the selection's been successful with the marching ants. Let's jump forward to shot 2, which is a shot of our model's hair. We're going to select the whole frame by clicking Ctrl and A. We're going to copy the pixels by clicking Ctrl and C. And then we're going to close this image down. Then it's over to Edit, Paste Special, Paste Into. Again, if you're using Elements, it's Edit, Paste Into Selection. Let's enter the free transform mode once again by clicking Ctrl and T. You'll see again the image is far too big and not in the place that I really want it to be. Hold the shift key and just drag the image into a position you want it to be. Let's make this one a little bit smaller. There we go, that's perfect. Confirm the transformation by hitting the return key, and then you can move on to the next image. I'll do one more. So click back onto the image grid background layer, which is always at the bottom of the pile on the layers panel. We've already got the magic wand tool selected, so this time I'll fill in this grid, the marching ants surrounding the frame. Let's go to shot 3, which is a picture of Lauren's ear. Control A, Control C, and close it down. And then again, one more time, edit, paste special, paste into. Hit Control and T to enter the free transform mode. Hold down your shift key. Resize the image until you're happy with the size. And press return. Okay, I'm going to fill out the rest of these grids and you can join me in a moment. Welcome back to the tutorial, and as you'll see, I've completed the image grid, pasting in all our individual detail shots from my portraiture photo shoot. You'll see I've got the eye, the hair, the ear, the lips, the shoes and the nails of our model. So it's nice to show the details once and again rather than the overall portrait, and these free photo grids will help you achieve that in minutes. As I say, there's 16 to choose from, so experiment, have fun, and I'll see you next time.